1. No, damn. Was that inappropriate?
That was rude as fuck.
Somebody's gonna be like,
he gave you 2 of them.
Whoa! I wish we could get this on camera.
Hey, what are we here?
Les just, man.
Yeah,
he's hardcore sometimes.
He gave you the double birds.
The double birds.
Hell yeah. That reminded me.
Really stung.
That reminded me one time I was in Iraq, and you go on a mission and you come back for a week or 2 to reset, and then you go back out, right? So when you come back, they got all kind of shit. Well, it wasn't too much at this time. It was just a shop at like a little place where you go buy stuff at, right? And then like where you eat. It's called a defac. So these guys were standing in line. And I don't know, one of the guys did something stupid, right? And they were like lined up. So the guy says, he turns around, he says, "You see this patch or some shit?" It was like the All-American, the 82nd Airborne is 2 A's on their thing, right?
Oh, okay.
"See this double A and something, something?" So the guy was like, "Yeah, but do you see this?" And he had 2 of them, because if you have a 1 on this arm, that means you have a combat patch, means you went to war with this unit. So the other guy only had 1, and he was like, "Double aces, bitch." It was the funniest thing. Oh man, the dude took pride in that shit, boy.
Yeah,
he was
I'm sure.
"Double aces, bitch."
Double aces.
It was so funny, man.
I thought this was gonna involve flipping somebody off.
No, it was like that was the ultimate flip off,
yeah,
because he gave you the double birds. So I thought about the double aces.
Double aces.
Yeah.
Man, we got to get patches.
Better storytelling.
No, we got to get patches for ourselves.
Dude, I've been telling y'all berets this whole time, bro.
That's true.
Since we started.
And if anybody wants to send us a beret for Sean has been talking about a beret for 2 years.
No, it's only cool if we all wear it.
No, I told you I want our straw hats to be our signature look.
Okay, well, something. We need to figure that out. We need a hat.
I'm not in disagreement with you.
Straw hats will look like a bunch of hillbillies, man.
No, man, we'll look like
maybe if we do it like during
like
old school
South American revolutionaries. Yeah. I mean, the berets are cool too. I just think that just look at me and imagine me in a beret right now.
No, but imagine all of us with it on though.
Yeah, I would look like if I got a beret, I'd wear a black and white striped shirt. I would look like a
Where's Waldo?
Exactly. I was thinking like a French poet or something.
I look like Waldo, man. That's funny, man. Anyway, yeah, we do need berets though, or have you watched Sons of Anarchy? Have you watched any of these?
I've never seen one of those in my life.
You got to watch Sons of Anarchy and Mayans. It's good as hell. But they all got the little jackets, you know what I'm saying, with the sleeves cut off and shit.
Oh, right, yeah. Alex has that. Alex is cooler looking than all of us.
That's what I'm saying. We all get a little cut, but then it'll be kind of, I don't know. I'd rather copy Fred Hampton than
But we could get little bottom rockers, all of us can get vests with little bottom rockers that are like Colorado Springs. So then we could get in fights with motorcycle clubs.
Exactly. Right. We're like Chinook, K-Land, Chinook.
Yeah, exactly.
Park, Chinook.
Yeah,
like
perfect. Yeah.
So perfect, man.
We're not claiming large areas.
Yeah, go around
just small areas of town.
Banging on all of the Trump supporters on the South Side.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot,
like
actually.
that dude right down the street here.
Yeah.
Remember during the election?
The dude walked in the Chinook Center
Davey.
Yeah. With a Trump hat on, man. What the fuck are you doing, buddy? Get your ass out of here. He still comes around, though. We told him don't wear that shit. He took that shit off. Yeah, man. So what you been up to, Doc?
Man, all kinds of stuff. Wait, no, not really that much stuff. I don't know. Wait, we did have a thing. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. I've been in the wind, dude.
Man,
I went on a quick trip.
That's right. That's why I haven't seen you in a while.
Man, dude, I was so happy because you guys had court. Well, was supposed to have court last week. That's right. Yeah. The week before last, and I had to take a trip. I felt so bad. I was feeling so bad because I thought that I was going to be gone, man.
Yeah, but
didn't work out that way.
Our courts are never going to happen.
I think they're doing that on purpose, man.
Mm-hmm.
This place, the more that us push the line that we push, we're going to be able to show what they're doing and how they're doing it and how from the very before we even got here have been doing this shit to people. And I'm excited about it. Yeah. I don't know about y'all.
I think a lot of people suffer in silence, basically. And I think us exposing stuff is good. Well, that's what you got to do is talk about how the system works.
Oh yeah, could you imagine like they catch just one random person by themselves being active, you know? Yeah, they just bury their ass.
Yep,
yeah, could
exactly.
you imagine that? But anyway, for me, I'm excited about it. Because, you know, we didn't do this shit for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I didn't shit in Johnny Depp's bed for no reason.
That was you?
I know, everybody's like,
dude.
who did it?
That's crazy.
It turns out it was John all along.
Damn, John. God almighty. We gotta talk about this later, man. First off, does Johnny, you got a thing for Johnnies? Cause, it's Matt Damon that you had a crush on.
I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I shit in Johnny Depp's bed.
Oh, because Matt, he was fucking around with Matt Damon's money or some shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but anyway, man, I think that really what's happening in the city is, you know, I talked to Miss June last night at teen night.
Oh, nice.
She came through and I asked her, I said, has this city, the way that it is, you know, it feels like there's a lot of active stuff happening in the grassroots, you know what I'm saying? Like just on the, even below the level that you can see things happening.
Yeah, below the turf.
Yeah, and I asked her, has it always been like this, you know, where there's just stuff happening, but you know, nothing's really tipped the scale? And she was like, nah, it ain't never been this way where there's so many people.
Oh, really?
Getting down. Yeah, she said, you know, she gave me a couple of quick stories that I don't remember the details, so I don't want to like say it.
Right.
It was crazy how her memory is. She knows every group. She knows what they do.
Right.
If they're a 501c3, if they're not, what they can do and how they could be more effective. And you know, like she just broke it down to me for a couple groups, and I was like, dang. So what about Chinook? And she was like,
I don't know them.
No. She was like, nope. You guys are needed. You guys got to keep going, just like that. And I was like, dang, man.
You know, I hear that too. It's good when you hear that feedback, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I appreciate it because this. We just mentioned that we haven't been around each other like for a couple weeks or whatnot. That's because I've been with the MOI, doing the lead program with the United Way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then Thrive.
Right.
I'm in this cohort of Thrive right now. So I'm like busy as hell, you know. But you know, as I'm going around, this is really the first time that I've like done any of this, you know, corporate.
Like
what's it called?
The nonprofit sort of
like world, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I you know, never got involved with it. So what I'm learning is these people in the city, they got they got an idea about us. Like this guy Sean is crazy as fuck. Yeah, which I realize that they do.
Right.
But they don't not like it. They don't
I think that's my sense too.
Exactly. They just like we don't want y'all to get caught in that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, it really got me to thinking about why does everybody do what they're doing, and is it working? And like, of course, you know, I could come up with what I think, but I don't know what that group is doing or like exactly why they organized around what they're doing. I don't know all this stuff. So I really feel like we're at this stage in our city where everybody is kind of like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? What's the next tipping point thing that we're gonna be able to all mass up on?
Right.
And it's not gonna come unless, you know, the cops kill somebody or, you know,
something.
I guess
There's like, you know,
really be it, you know what I'm saying?
Trump, I feel like I wasn't here for the early Trump days, but I feel like he kind of got people.
Yeah, like if he runs again, like, I think we'll activate or whatnot. But you know, it just feels like, man, we need to do this shit on purpose. Like, everybody needs to involve themselves with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I guess, you know, as long as they're not, I don't know any groups that do illegal shit, but I guess if they were, then I would kind of try to like.
Hopefully we wouldn't know if groups are doing illegal shit. Like if you're doing it,
people should know.
Exactly.
But anyway, you know, I think that, you know, barring that, there's really no reason for you not to deal or like to try to do something with another group. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know really what.
Yeah, what's funny is we've actually been talking about this with DSA lately, like doing just like more coalition type stuff, building among other community groups and everything. I do think it's like an important thing, but I wanted to get back to the like it's never been like this before and there are a lot of groups, because I think that's true. And I think part of the reason we're getting so much pushback right now from like, you know, like Mayor Suthers and the police department and like city council and like Tom Strand and, you know, all these like situations that we've been like, it feels like we're just constantly banging heads on. It's because they know something is happening. And it makes me think of, I've been listening to this podcast about the Russian Revolution, which is really, really, really long. But they were talking about the last years of the Tsar, you know, before the Russian Revolution. And they start pushing back. The secret police get way more involved in all the different groups that are organizing to overthrow the government and everything. And it's like that, it's because they know they're dying. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where reactionaries come from, is that they're reacting to the fact that like the world is changing around them. They're still technically in power, but they're losing grasp on that power. And exactly, they see what's happening around them, and so they're like pushing back harder and harder and fighting harder and harder. But like, I'm going to screw up the quote that Dan kept screwing up. The arc of justice. The arc of history bends towards justice. I think that's what, you know, that's where we're going to end up. We're going to win this. I don't like have any doubt that we're going to win. It's just there's difficult periods, like you know, where you have to slog through it and butt heads and it's going to be a fight. And I think people just need to remember that, like, don't be afraid of the fight. The fight, it means you're winning. You know what I'm saying? If they're not fighting you, they don't give a shit about you. Exactly.
Like those people that we just talked about, I feel like a lot of the dumb shit, we can just ignore it. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same way with, like, you know, they know when they can just ignore what somebody's saying or doing. You know what I'm saying? And when they can't. So, yeah, man, I feel like there's a point, and you know, when the fight, you know, defund the police. You know, like these terms that we use, people are like, wait a minute, I don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute,
a lot of people.
You know, like, dude, you know what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, it is a fight. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're doing, what I'm doing, what we're doing this shit because there's something missing that they're not.
There's something wrong.
Not putting there because we asked. We got to make it happen, you know? So that you're fighting to get these things done. And it doesn't make any sense for you to only use what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm great at writing sternly worded letters. You know what I'm saying? And then if I'm only great at just coming up and yelling at people, then you and me ain't gonna get shit done alone.
Separately.
You know what I'm saying? But if you write your letter and then let me go yell and then, you know, such and such do something else, then we get things cracking. And it don't even have to be about being angry about something. Like, we could just want to create something nice for ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That's a great point. I think about this a lot. Like, I think people think that, like, I'm just angry about a lot of stuff a lot of times.
I
just want to fight everybody. Which, you know, there's probably some deep-seated psychological shit in there that's part of that. But it's also because I'm like, there's like, we can actually improve things. And so much of our society, we've been taught that, like, no, we can't, you know, like the old adage, you can't fight City Hall. We can't actually improve things. But I just happen to believe, and I've happened to believe my entire life, no, we can actually change things for the better. We have examples here, we have examples there, we have examples here. It's just that we have to believe that we can actually do that. And you have to realize that.
The gumption.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's the thing. Like, what happens is, I've seen it multiple times over again and again with this stuff, is somebody has it. They got the language, they got the energy for it right now in this moment, and it's because of whatever, something's happening in their life or whatever is going on. Right here in the moment, I got it. But a year from now, 2 years from now, I might not even come around there no more. You know what I'm saying? So what causes that, and if that's good or bad, I can't call it. All I know is frustrating because I don't know what the word is. Like, it's frustrating because that's the case a lot. Like, it's 70% of people are that way. So you're really only fighting with 20, 30% of what you think you are.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's the problem there. So anyway, I feel like those 20 and 30%, your 20 and 30%, we put these bitches together, you know what I'm saying, until we get to, you know, whatever we want to get going on our own. But we need to put together an effort. You know, when they killed Devon, I remember walking into Promises Church and other people's church that I didn't even know who they were, people's garages and shit. I walked into your house and sat on your couch, didn't know who you were, and immediately was licking my legs and shit.
She was licking my legs. I wore shorts for the first time this season. I was licking my legs. I'm like, oh my God.
She's a leg licker,
Yeah,
yo.
dude.
But anyway, and all it, like, there were so many people that was willing to like just go sit at the little garden behind Promises Church
Right,
or whatever in the middle. It was dark outside, and we're like, trying to have meetings and shit. That has not happened for anything since then. I mean, I'm talking about homeless issues, housing issues, job, nothing. There union issue, nothing. Nobody gets together on nothing. So I feel like we need to do that and create it somehow. And I know this ain't the first time that we talk about it on the show, but I feel like we got to like put it into practice. You know what I'm saying? And really go forward with doing that shit.
Of course, which that is the idea behind the Chinook Center, is bringing people together.
Yeah. We gotta get a.
But like you said, on purpose.
Right, do it on purpose. Like actually, like boom, put it out and like come together and just come talk to us, guys. Come, let me come talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of which, May Day, May 1st, Sunday, there will be DSA and Chinook Center doing a little thing for May Day. If you're not familiar with the history of May Day, it's like the history of the day that workers all across the country were fighting for an 8-hour work day.
Yeah.
They got gunned down like usual. So they called a rally. Police opened fire on a rally after a bomb was thrown. But ever since then, it's been declared like the International Workers' Holiday. The U.S. has tried to hide it.
Like,
They're like, no, Labor Day is in September, and that, you know, and it's been variously called like Law Day, Loyalty Day. They do everything to try and tamp down on, because it's this militant holiday.
Yeah.
That, you know, they celebrate that in the Soviet Union, but like literally almost, I think it's only like 4 countries in the world don't celebrate May Day officially as a labor holiday. U.S. is one of them, of course.
It's only 4, yeah.
Yeah, maybe even 3. I don't.
England, Germany.
Yeah. Yep. Bangladesh, man. I was in May Day for Bangladesh. It was fantastic. They're just a sea of red flags. You know, people riding on top of buses with their red bandanas on and their red flags and stuff. I was like, this is amazing. But so that's a great day for people to come down, have a good day at the Chinook Center, get some
that's going to be
some burgers.
The first. At what time are we doing that at?
3 o'clock.
At 3. So we're doing the People's Grocery.
And then
we're moving into.
We'll get to hear about people doing Starbucks organizing at local hospitals, organizing at local universities. So just come down, have a good time.
Good stuff, man.
This is probably May Day when it's dropped. So hopefully you're watching this. Morning.
So get your ass up right now and come on with it. We're live. Are we live?
Oh yeah, Les, are we live?
Always.
We're always live, baby.
Can't do a show if you're dead.
Man, he is full of it today, isn't he?
Hey, I'm telling you, Les took a vacation and he's full of life, man.
He is.
We need to send him on vacations more often.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah, man. So, anyway, so guys, please, man, like just get with a group that you haven't dealt with before and go talk to them. You know what I'm saying? And then, I talked to, congratulations to my man, Mike Williams.
Oh, yes. Congratulations, Mike. I hope Mike's watching right now.
Yeah. Hopefully he is, or he'll catch on. He's man, this dude, I thought about this guy yesterday and like kind of what he did and how he like handled himself through this whole thing. And man, that dude is smart as fuck, man. I can't remember where when he came around. Like it was during Devon and stuff. I know I saw him, but like I knew that he was around and doing something. You know what I'm saying? So then, as the years went on, I get, it's not like we've been doing this 20 years, but it's been 4 years, 5 years. As they went on, he always had the info. He was like, "Hey, did you hear about this? You know about this? You know about this person?" And I'm just like, "Nah, bro, I don't know." He's like, "Okay," you know what I'm saying? And he kind of like got me into looking at this stuff. I don't want to what's the word? Like scholastically, like you know what I'm saying? Putting real thought into what's happening and what everybody else is doing. And the Citizens Project director opened up, and he applied for it or whatever, and they picked him. So anyway, this dude, I don't know. I try to think about somebody that's like him in the city, and I don't think.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you know, he's a progressive-minded person in action and thought, and he's
Capable.
he's a very super capable person. Whatever he wants to do, you know, he had his own business, and you know, they're doing investment stuff, and now he's, you know, and also anyway, he was doing the stuff with the school, and now he's complete. Like I had a meeting with him yesterday. And he's dialed in like he was there, like he's been there the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy as hell.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just want to say congratulations to the Citizens Project. Congratulations to Mike, and you know, hey, let's get to work, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get to work.
I'm happy to have him over there, actually. Not that, I mean, I didn't know anything about this last person who was in charge of Citizens Project after Deb.
Was it
like-
Drew? Oh, I got Drew on my mind, but
She wasn't around very long.
yeah.
and it
So I
just-
forgot her name. Black woman. She was COVID hit, and like it was some stuff that was going on.
Okay.
And like
just like nothing. I
like
didn't-
it, nothing. Yeah, it couldn't really. So the whole organization really couldn't
Yeah,
get it
really
cracking.
kinda, yeah.
And yeah, so I'm not sure. You know, the I don't want to call them politics. I don't know the details behind
right.
you know
but
what was going on.
I'm happy that he's
Yeah,
over there
I'm
running
glad
that
it's a
now.
black
'cause-
person, another,
yeah.
you know, they doubled up and because I feel like, you know, it's important to have that stuff in place. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when you got a person like Mike, why it's like
Yeah,
a perfect
dude,
fit.
I'm
So
like confident that he's
it's
gonna
so,
like.
that's a smart organization, and you know, Deb did a whole lot with that group, and like with the networking and making sure that everybody was invited and everybody could come, and the people that came, we're here. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You know, she did a really good job with that stuff, man. So anyway, congratulations to y'all.
Heck yeah.
Get involved with that. If you guys see Citizens Project, man, help them out with you know, whatever you can, man. They're doing good stuff.
Yeah, maybe they can get back on track to what they were doing.
Yeah,
I feel like it kind of like what happened. They didn't like have a focus.
I got a whole history lesson on the Citizens Project.
Oh, really?
yesterday,
I'd love
yeah.
to hear it, actually.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not right now.
Oh, okay. I'll break it down to you because I was listening. But yeah. So you know, they have had kind of shifts and pivots as they
Right.
went along. You know, they formed up in response to, was it Article 2?
Yeah, Amendment 2. Yeah,
Amendment
I remember
2.
that. Yeah.
So that's where it came from, and I think they've kind of
Shifted since then,
their
yeah.
their vision since then or whatnot. So yeah, man, congratulations, guys. Anyway, we met LeTac.
Yeah, that was interesting. So
What the
if
hell
you
they
guys
want?
watched our last episode, which I'm sure you all did watch our last episode, I'm not sure why somebody wouldn't.
you have?
You'll recall we went to the LeTac meeting where the CSPD was talking about their undercover operations. I shouldn't
Yeah.
say that. They were not talking about
they
their
were
undercover operations.
talking about everything but that.
Yeah, and they were coming up with these wild hypotheticals, which were completely outrageous, like murder for hire plots, which maybe I'm naive, but I don't think there's a lot of murder for hire plots in Colorado Springs that the CSPD has dealt with.
Yeah.
But it sounds, you know, oh my, yeah, there could be murder for hire plots.
Yeah.
You know, like if you hear that, it sounds like something real nefarious.
It was so crazy. I was like, why are we talking about this shit? And it felt, you know, I guess we could talk about the people that asked the questions or no?
Yeah, go for it.
Because it felt like, so Flick's wife, I don't know her first name. Rachel Flick. I'm going to tell you, man, she shocked the shit out of me.
Same.
I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, I don't want to I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to say the way that she was asking questions and the things that she was asking, you could tell that she was like, this is bullshit, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that that's what she was doing. So, and I wasn't expecting that. And it kind of taught me a little bit of a lesson.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
we do learn lessons.
Yeah.
In fact, we have a whole episode called that. I mean, I was like, wait, is that Rachel Flick? So if people don't know, she's the widow of a cop that got killed a few years ago, which to me, it felt like kind of emotionally manipulative to have her on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, she was like asking the hard questions. And after you left, she actually was like, well, I think we should give Chinook Center people an opportunity to talk. Are they here? I was like, yeah, we're here. I've been trying to talk this whole time, But Terry Martinez was like, yeah, we're gonna meet with them in a couple of weeks, and so we did actually get an opportunity to talk. It was like a different format, and there were no cops there, which was fine.
Yeah,
we got to meet with them.
That's always a good thing when there's no cops there.
So we met with them at the Sand Creek Library. There were about 20 of us and about 8 commissioners, maybe not 20 of us, maybe 15 of us and about 8 commissioners. And we just got to share our story about what's been happening because I don't think, some people read the independent article about like all this CSPD's undercover operations, but like that wasn't even the full story. We shared with them more of the full story about what was happening in Colorado Springs with the undercover operations.
Yeah.
And, I got to say, I think people were blown away. Because we were talking about, like, the fact that, like, it wasn't just, like, one undercover cop was, like, embedded in these organizations. This undercover cop was also trying to set people up to buy illegal weapons. Multiple people she was trying to set up to buy illegal weapons, you know what I'm saying? And, like, that wasn't in the independent article.
Right.
And then the fact that, like, Daniel Sumi, hi, Daniel.
What's
How
up?
you doing?
What's up, pig?
We know you're out there. We're following you. I mean, we're not following him, but we know what he's up to.
Yeah.
He's following us.
Yeah. Never know.
Yeah. Oh, he's watching. That's why I just want to give a little shout out to him.
Fuck that guy.
Like, talking about Daniel Sumi's fucking clueless, fucking flunky bullshit about Chinook Center's politics and, like, the fact that he doesn't actually understand politics, even though he's the guy that keeps track of political protests. He's supposed to be the expert on bias-motivated crimes in CSPD, too. But he has no idea about, it seems like, left-wing and right-wing politics. And instead of going after neo-Nazis, he's going after Latina women and calling them calling them racist because they use YT, which is like just a way to get around fucking Facebook and Twitter algorithms and shit.
He literally did do that.
Yeah, and he's just like Googling shit like, I don't know, what does the red flag mean? So I'll pull up something from the fucking 18th century about red flags. I'll pull up something from
where it originated.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's a black and red flag. I'll pull up something from the little sooner, the early 19th century.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God, this guy is.
And it's been the same ever since.
Yeah, and he's so clearly just like, well, here's their politics. And as a result of their politics, I think they're dangerous. Therefore, I think I have the right to get the FBI involved in tracking every left-wing organization in Colorado Springs. And it's not just us.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And they've been out. Now the FBI is out. I just want to give everybody a warning, and a reminder. The FBI has been out talking to leftists here in Colorado Springs in the past few weeks. Don't talk to them. Don't talk to the FBI. You
don't have to.
If you don't have to talk to them, they don't like it either. When you stonewall them and then you go out in public and be like, the FBI's talking to me, they hate that. They hate that. Yeah. They want to operate in the darkness. Right. They want to operate secretly. Yeah, exactly.
Like when somebody beats their wife up and shit.
Because they know the whole goal of them going around and talking to people is to fucking scare them.
Right.
Because when you have...
Because they don't have any charge or any crime, because they wouldn't come asking you questions.
If they had any idea.
Scare you because what you're doing, you need to be scared about.
Yeah, exactly.
And you need to stop. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this is about. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Nothing else. Like nothing else.
Yeah, and so...
It needs to be proven. Like, I mean... Yeah, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, the fact is, like, Daniel Sumi's, like, pulling in the FBI to Colorado Springs for, like who even knows what he... is going on in his mind about like what's happening down here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But so we shared all this with LETAC, and there was a few new commissioners. Chiquita was on there. Hey, Chiquita. Jim Mason was on there.
Yeah.
I told Jim Mason, oh man, you're screwed. You're on our show once, man. You probably got an FBI file on you now.
Yeah, what?
Retired Army officer.
Yeah, go check out Jim Mason's interview when he ran for city council.
Yeah. But like at one point. God, I can't remember her name. Letitia, I want to say. Like, her jaw was dropped. Like, she couldn't believe the level of, like, tracking and surveilling and harassment and bringing in the FBI. Like, it's unbelievable, to be perfectly honest. In fact, my sister was like, you guys should write a book about this. Like, it's bonkers what's happening. And, like, everybody I talk to, like, around the country is like, what the fuck is going on in Colorado Springs, man?
Yeah.
Like, people hear about it and they're like, this is fucking bonkers. That's why Niski
retired. Niski was like, yo, I'm gonna get up out of here for this shit. Start up, man.
But
put the Mexican guy in there.
Let him deal with the heat.
Yeah.
Oh,
put the Mexican guy in there while all this comes down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they fire him real quick and put another white guy in there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's going to happen.
Vasquez.
to
Although Vasquez came out of so he was in VNI,
Yeah.
which is like the unit that's been doing all this ridiculous shit.
Oh,
And-
that wasn't that Van Lance unit? Oh no, was it? Who was the unit?
Keith Reed, to kill 'em all Reed.
Kill 'em all Reed.
He was in VNI,
There you
and
go.
he was in the riot squad.
Yeah.
Like all the worst.
All
But
the
this guy
worst
was in
guys.
all the worst, and now he's fucking chief of police.
Yeah, you're gonna get what you deserve too. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to take the fall for
Yeah,
this
all
one.
the heat. Well, so another
be
thing that
lucky.
came up at LETAC was their use of force.
Oh yeah.
So,
Their report.
The report, the way that they did it too. First, I don't know if people know that like the use of force study was supposed to be released like several months ago, but they're like, well, we're gonna interview some cops too. And so they decided to like add a whole new section of the study, which was like just cops' perspectives on things, which immediately I was like, that's weird.
Okay.
Clearly they don't like what they're hearing from the community.
Let's fix this up a little bit.
And then at LETAC, they're like, well, they're like very weird about it. They're like, we haven't even had a chance to read the whole 200-page report yet. And then, which like, that's not that long of a report. Like,
Right.
That's really not like a,
Hey,
like
man,
I've written longer reports.
I mean, all of those people aren't the sharpest pencil in
yeah,
the box.
that's true.
So
And
give
then
'em some
their
time.
release of it, I don't think, I was talking to somebody from the media, they're like, we didn't even get a press release about this, the release of the use of force study.
yeah.
They did
No.
it on a Tuesday
Yeah.
in the middle of the day
Yeah.
at the Stargazers Theater.
Make sure nobody
was there.
Yeah.
Although, you know, it's funny. Chinook Center actually got an invite.
Belinda showed up.
Yeah, Belinda was there.
Oh, we got an invite?
in our inbox, we got an invite from Colorado Springs Police Department.
Are you serious?
To the use of force.
Wow. Okay.
So I was like, okay.
Hey, well, that's good.
But I think they were planning, I mean, even Belinda's like, I think they were planning on you guys being there because there were a lot of cops there.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't even show up. For
No,
you guys.
I'm like,
Who
I watched
cares?
it online. But I got to say, the report was just, you know, I used to work in evaluation. It was education evaluation. And one of the first things that I realized was like, oh, I see. Well, you can't be too hard on the people that hire you to evaluate them because then you won't
Get hired.
get
back.
hired.
Yeah. Oh, like
So
you'll
you-
get a bad review for the next
Yeah,
one.
essentially, yeah. Like, and so like when I was doing evaluation, it was like my first evaluation was of MIT, of a video game thing they were doing. And I found a lot of problems. Well, not just me, but like our report found some problems with it.
Yeah.
And my boss is like, well, we want to highlight the positives. And I'm like, sure, so that's fine, that's good.
Yeah.
But there were some problems that need to be addressed.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, oh, I get it though, because they hired us, and we also have another application out for their next thing. but also like, we're not going to get a good review, like you said, for the
Yeah.
next group. And this was the largest city that Transparency Matters, the
Has
group
ever
that
done it
actually
for?
that had ever done it. So they're not going to say anything too bad
Yeah.
because they want Colorado Springs Police Department to be like, I recommend Transparency Matters. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like for their
right.
next job.
Right.
And they came out and they were just like glowing about CSPD. Despite the
I
fact
saw.
that their numbers, so that when they ran some numbers about like disproportionate use of force on people of color, they're like, I don't really like that using the census data, so we're going to use a different set of numbers. They still found a disproportionate use of force against people of color, but they just kind of like waved their hands like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not that bad.
It's such a small
Yeah.
factor. It doesn't even, just move on.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, too, like, I'm not even a quantitative researcher, but
Yeah.
I had to take those classes in graduate school.
Right.
And the first thing that you learn when you're doing reporting of quantitative research is like, you report if something is statistically significant. So like if there's a difference between use of force between white folks and black folks, it could be a small enough difference that it's not, you know, statistically significant.
Yeah.
She didn't report whether or not it was statistically significant. She just said, oh, I wouldn't think it's that bad. But it's like, well, no, there's actually a scientific process for deciding if it's a big deal.
Right.
And you're not reporting
doing that.
Like, I haven't had a chance to read the whole report yet. Maybe she did at some point, but she
Yeah.
definitely didn't include that in her presentation. And after she already chose the most friendly numbers to the police department. But they still came out. They still found that there was disproportionate use of force against people of color.
Right.
Against black folks, against
Yeah.
Latino folks.
And when they were on the news, they were like, you know, there's some things that we could work on, as everybody could.
Right.
No, bitch, the shit that we're telling you happened.
Yeah.
The study said it was happening.
Yep,
That's what happened.
Exactly.
That's the truth of what happened.
Exactly.
So, anyway.
Well, and the other thing is, too, other studies that I've read about police use of force. So I actually teach this, and I have a section in one of my courses where I look at 2 different reports or 2 different studies about police use of force. And I look at, like, how did you collect, what data did you collect, and how did the data that you collect affect the conclusion that you came to? It's like a really good exercise. You do this comparison. And one of the things that my, like undergraduate students immediately notice, they're like, well, if you're just using police reports, then that seems like a bias. And that's all they used.
Right.
They only used police reporting of use of force. They didn't actually do a scientific sample of the community for how many people in the community experienced use of force. All they did was some like BS, like let's randomly, or not even randomly, let's just survey whoever about whether or not like their experiences with CSPD. So the whole thing was just like so
dumbest shit.
completely flawed.
Skewed,
like towards the police department. And yet the police department still felt like they wanted to hide it.
Yeah, they didn't want to talk about
weird things.
What I was happy about was there wasn't anyone from the community that was like, oh, that was great. Yeah, everybody was like, man, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Even like Pastor Ben was like, man, fuck out of here with that. It was like, like all of them was, was like, nah.
Yeah, because it's like, your experience.
Right.
I mean,
it's crazy to me, man. To me, it's like, that shit is, I almost want to say it's not going to change. Mm-hmm. Like, there's certain things that we're going to be able to affect and get done or whatever, but like, I think we need allies on the city council. Mm-hmm. We need people, I guess that's really it, because
outspoken allies on the city council.
When we have these elections, like we need people to run that are with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because Aurora, Denver, places, they have this stuff. Like it's right up the street. They got a person that when the police put a gun out, like somebody gets an alert. When they shoot, there's a report that's getting done. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, I guess that's with everybody. But from the accountability committee, like when they shoot a gun, it automatically triggers whoever this accountability person is that could go in and get all of the details.
Right up in Denver and shit.
Right up the street.
And they have an independent auditor, which exactly is what
I think that's
one of the things we were calling for.
Yeah.
And of course, somebody was just asking recently, like with LETAC, because we had these meetings with LETAC, and they're like, well, what's LETAC going to do? And we're like, well, nothing, because they can't.
And
it was
LETAC
designed.
even says it. They say, we know we have no teeth. Like they said this shit in the meeting. Like everybody understands that this shit is a bunch of bullshit. The new chief understands it very clearly. He went in there and fucking shot them a bunch of bullshit and walked out. Yeah. Like, man, that shit collected his overtime hours and walked out.
Exactly.
Yeah, boy. So anyway, I feel like I got this thing about losing battles.
It's probably the same thing I have.
Yeah, like I guess it's kind of like the NAACP saying like, when we fight, we win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when we fight, like we might not fight that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's where they get that shit from, because you can't, they expected us to be at the Stargazer raising hell for what? Because it's gonna do nothing. Like they want, this is the things they want us to do. Come on over here and act a fool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But we're not gonna invite you to the. We're not gonna invite you to the thing, I'm trying to think of the city council where we open comments. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna invite you of y'all people to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I feel like you have to pick and choose what you're gonna fight so that you don't burn yourself out, and then also so that you're effective. Like, don't just walk in. That's a trap door that they set for us to waste energy in and go and spin ourselves around in and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many things. Like I said, with all of these groups, if we get together, we blow in the same direction one time, it's gonna fall down.
Yeah. Well, that is what they're already worried about anyway. Just the fact that like there are so many groups, like June was talking about. And there is the Chinook Center where there are all these groups, you know what I'm
Right,
saying? And
yeah.
we're not everything. I'm not saying we're everything. There's all kinds of other groups out there that are
they're
doing all
doing
kinds of
shit,
shit.
yeah.
But they see the like coordination and they're like, fucking shit, man.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with that. It's,
FBI, sue me, get them
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
Go knock
exactly.
on what's the call's door. You know what I'm saying? Like just random people that ain't even doing nothing. Like
Yeah.
they're not even organizers. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy shit. So anyway, I'm happy that we got something. We got real numbers that everybody has to agree on now, and especially that it's showing us a story that matches what we're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly.
And I don't give a fuck that it's a small percentage. It's
Yeah.
the small bro. It's only 6. The city is 6%. 6% of the city is black people. It's not very hard to do that shit to these people. And the same thing with Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to do this shit and like just speed bump over it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because there's so many damn white people in this city. But I'm glad we got the number to work with, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that we got as many people that are activated as organizations
and
that are
people are
activated.
paying attention now,
that
too.
are watching it. Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing now is like, what can we do, and what are we gonna do about making sure that we get this oversight and this transparency stuff figured out? And like I said, we could blow their house down if we just all just like,
Yeah,
one time,
yeah,
just
exactly.
together.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? We could blow their damn house down, man.
Their house of sand. Their
Yeah,
house
man.
of sticks. Their house of straw. I don't know the metaphor, but
Whatever the pigs live in.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. So that's it, bro. I think.
Yeah.
We got the.
Oh, this too.
Yeah, stuff coming up, man. So the first thing is the Mother's Day event. The MOI is gonna honor mothers and Mother's Day. We got a free dinner. It's at the Story Church on the 7th from 2 to 6 p.m. I think that's when it is. Oh, 2 to 4 p.m., my bad. Yeah, at the Story Church right across the street over here on the airport. So yeah, man, bring your moms. If you don't have a mom, bring your dad, bring your aunties, uncles, bring the person that you love, and come in and celebrate with us at the Story Church.
Quick little trivia. Did you know Mother's Day was actually started as an anti-war thing?
Was it?
Because mothers were tired of sending their
Okay.
sons off to die in war.
I would have bet it was some capitalist
Yeah.
plot.
Well, everything gets turned into
It turned
that.
into that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they co-opted it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Turned it into money. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So it's gonna be a good thing. The Story Church does a good job with sponsoring the MOI's events. With the lights, cameras, and action and all that stuff. It's always pretty cool. And the food is gonna be good as hell. Mo's cooking. And then OK Land, they got a neighborhood association.
This is like their first event too, right? As
Right.
Neighborhood
Yeah, they're like
association.
oh, my bad. Hold on, let me back up. This is also we're going to introduce the Women of Impact. I know a lot of people have heard about them and saw them with the teen night, but they haven't really gone active just yet. So their
It's gonna
website,
be Wah and Wah.
yeah, moi and moi, yeah. But yeah, so we'll introduce the Women of Impact at this event too, which is going to be a good thing. They got a good group, good, strong, sturdy organizers, and you know what I'm saying, they're good people in the community. So yeah, that's going to be good. So then we right after that on the 14th, we got the K-Land Community Neighborhood Association. This is dope. And Lil D and Promise and Miss Belinda's over there, and Jen and all that. Everybody's doing their thing with it. The reason why this is important, this is a barbecue. They're going to introduce themselves to the community and all that stuff, and everybody tell everyone how you could get involved. It's going to be at Adams Park. What time is this? From 1 to 5 p.m. on the 14th at Adams Park, okay? And the reason why I believe that this is so significant, man, because now the neighborhood has a voice that can speak to the power, can speak to the city, and they have to listen to it. Businesses have to listen to this community association, the neighborhood association. And they'll be able to really have a strong base for what is the collective of the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not. This is significant too because like so many Colorado Springs' neighborhood associations are just like in these like upper middle class
Yeah.
white neighborhoods,
Yeah,
you know,
where-
and that's
where-
what they've just historically been for so long.
Yeah.
There's just like so few neighborhood associations on like the south side, for example, and when they've been short-lived, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like hopefully this will be strong and like sort of become a model for others too. Because
Yeah.
like, you know, like the old, whatever it's called, the old North End Neighbors Association, got to push back against those folks.
yeah,
it's
man.
just like fucking, oh my God.
and they work and they win. They win
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
So
exactly.
now it should be very easy for K-Land and Pikes Peak Park. You know, I've been putting calls out. So if you live in Pikes Peak Park, hit me up because I feel like we need to go ahead and double up on this and get us one over there too, so that we can work together with K-Land, with K-Land's neighborhood association. I know that there was a community neighborhood association in Pikes Peak Park that's not active anymore. So if you know any of the old members that used to be getting down, please give me their contact to have them contact me.
Heck yeah. Because that localized base of support is like, so good.
Yeah, man.
You have to do that.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So yeah, Pikes Peak Park, we got a barbecue coming up on the 21st too, right after this. But you know, we'll talk about it on the next show.
Heck yeah. All right.
So we'll see you at Mother's Day, May 7th. Appreciate it, guys.
Yep. Peace out, y'all.